Hi, I'm Erica Schul. I work at Nelson Laboratories in our Quality Assurance Department. I'm also a member of our WISE Committee. The WISE Committee stands for Women in STEM Education. We work to share our passion for STEM, careers, and education with students and with women at our company. Maria is also a member of our WISE Committee, and she is an analyst in our Biocompatibility Department. Maria's been with Nelson Labs for 1.5 years, and we're very excited that we get to talk to her about how she started her career here at Nelson Laboratories and some of the testing that she performs. Maria, can you tell us a little bit about the Biocompatibility Department and what they do?
Yeah, like Erica said, I'm Maria Salazar and I'm a lab analyst. I work in the Biocompatibility Department. In the Biocompatibility Department, we do testing where we ensure that medical devices that we test here at Nelson Labs are safe to be used and sold in the market. We do cytotoxicity, genotoxicity, irritation, and hemocompatibility testing, and we mostly ensure that medical devices are safe to be used on our tissues, or are not going to cause any kind of irritation, cause any kind of mutation, so will affect our genome and will be passed down. Our main thing is making sure that everything's safe and everything's compatible to be used on human beings. We do in vitro testing. That means we don't do any kind of animal testing. Everything's done on cells, and I got interested in going into the Biocompatibility Department because I have a lot of experience with cell culturing, and I think that testing with cells is very interesting.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the testing that you get to do from your department? Like, what is one of your favorite tests?
The main test that we do is cytotoxicity testing. That's the test that I started on, and it's very interesting. It's called the MEM elution test. In that test, there's a lot of different phases. First, we take care of cells, and we use L929 cells. Then we culture those cells and put it on 6-well or 24-well plates that are then incubated for 24 hours. In the meantime, we prep samples. That means calculating surface areas and any sort of things for medical devices that are then extracted in cell culture medium and are put on an incubator at 37 degrees, which is the temperature inside our bodies. And then after that, we do a phase that's called cell exposure, where we graft the cells that we put on the plates and we expose it to the cell culture medium that was extracting with the medical devices, and we expose it to those cells. Then it's later incubated on another 37-degree incubator for 24, 48, or 72 hours, and we then read it on a microscope and we see if there's any kind of morphological changes, like if the cells lyse, if the cells detach from the plate, if the cells died. And then seeing those morphological changes, we do a scoring from 0 to 4, and we score based on cytotoxicity.
That's great. That is a lot of technical work that you're doing with cells, exactly the area of interest that you were saying you wanted to be in when you started working here at Nelson Labs. Can you tell me a little bit about what led up to you getting to Nelson Labs, and what are some of the things that helped build your interest in a career in science?
I feel I've always been interested in science. My parents are chemical engineers, and ever since I was little, I always had that passion of wanting to know more about the lab and wanting to work in a lab. I thought it was very interesting. And then at high school, I had the opportunity to go to a biotechnology program at JTech, and in there I was able to work with bacterial cells, cancer cells. I was able to do things like gel electrophoresis, work with DNA, work with proteins, and I just got to a very right overview of what testing in the lab looks like, and all the different kinds of testing and things that we can do with science to help people. And I think that's what mostly also interests me in science. I always wanted to help people out, and I feel like science is a very good way of helping people through medicine. Another thing that got me here was In my biotech program, we work with the MIP program, Medical Innovations Pathway, which Nelson Labs is also a part of, and they also help high school students who are interested in science come here in the job shadows. You can look at all the different departments that they have here, things like the biocompatibility, pharmaceuticals, IDs, protective barriers. There's so many kinds of testing and interesting things that we're doing here to ensure and safeguard global health. And I feel like another thing that also got me interested in biocompatibility, more specifically, is that I was able to work in a program at U of U in the Huntsman Cancer Institute, and I work with cells, and specifically Burkitt's lymphoma cells, which is a type of childhood cancer. And I was able to do some research on how do different types of drugs can help kill cancer cells and be more effective in therapeutic treatment. And that when I was applying for Nelson Labs and I heard about the Biocompatibility Department, where we also work with cells, and it's just another way that cells can be used to look at things and pretty much open up a perspective where we can really make sure that things are safe for people. And I feel like that's what really interests me in, like, that's one of the things that interests me in science and Nelson Labs, and that I'm just able to do what I love every day.
I mean, you've come such a long way so quickly. I know that you are still actually going to school, right?
Yeah.
You're still in the process of pursuing your career in science. What program are you in college right now that's helping you along your career path?
I started working towards getting my associate's degree on biotechnology in the last summer semester. And what we do at biotechnology is a lot of what I do in the lab. And we work with DNA, gel electrophoresis, and those kinds of things to learn the techniques that we use in the lab, and that I can help me progress further in my career. Nelson Labs has been a huge part of me being able to study while I work. I feel like everybody at my department, it's very helpful and very encouraging on me getting an education, and in any other way that they can help me progress. I feel like they really want people to progress in science. And some of the things that have also helped me is that Nelson Labs offers tuition reimbursement. So they really do want you to get an education, and they really do want you to progress and study science and study what you love. And that's some of the things that I really do enjoy about working here. I've been studying my biotechnology program, and I'm going to be able to get my associate's degree by the end of the year.
I'm in the same boat. I have a degree in biotechnology and associates in biotechnology. I completed my degree before I came here, but I feel very much the same way you do, that there have been people around me here who have lifted me and helped me progress my career. I definitely recognize your passion for science, and I appreciate so much that you take time to share that with the students who are participating in this career fair.
Yeah, I feel like one of the biggest things is I love learning, and I feel like there's many opportunities for learning in Nelson Labs. There's many departments you can do cross-training. Even when I was working on my biotechnology program and I was doing one of my final exams and I didn't understand a science question, I could go to my scientist department, the department scientist, and I could be like, hey, how does this work? And they will explain it to me, because it's really reassuring to be able to work with scientists and people that already have been through what I'm going through at the moment, and that can help you in every step of the way.
Yes, I completely agree. Thank you so much for meeting with us today. It's been a pleasure to talk with you.
It's been a pleasure too.